If you want to give your photo that classic warm vintage look, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a sepia tone effect in Photoshop quickly and easily. This is a great technique for portraits, old-style edits, creative photography, and anyone who wants a timeless film-inspired finish. And before we begin, if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips, editing workflows, and beginner-friendly tutorials. Alright, let's jump in. First, open your image in Photoshop. You can use any photo you want, but portraits and high-contrast images usually look especially good with a sepia effect. Once your image is open, look down at the Layers panel. At the bottom of the panel, you'll see the New Adjustment Layer icon, which looks like a half-black, half-white circle. Click on that icon to open the adjustment options. From the list, choose Black and White. As soon as you select it, Photoshop will convert your image into monochrome. Don't worry if it looks plain right now, because this is just the foundation for the sepia effect. Working with a black and white adjustment layer gives you much more control than simply applying a filter, and it also keeps your edit non-destructive, which means you can change it later at any time. Now look at the Properties panel. This is usually above your Layers panel, and it contains the controls for the adjustment layer you just added. In the Properties panel, find the Tint checkbox and turn it on. Once you do that, Photoshop will immediately add a default tinted color to your black and white image, which gives it that early sepia style feel. At this point, the image may already look close to sepia, but the default tint can sometimes appear a little too yellow, too green, or just not quite rich enough. That's why the next step is so important. Click directly on the color square next to the tint option. This opens the color picker window where you can fine-tune the exact sepia tone you want. For a classic vintage sepia look, set the hue value somewhere between 30 and 35 degrees. That range places the color in the warm orange-brown spectrum, which is exactly what you want for a natural-looking sepia effect. Then, lower the saturation to somewhere between 15 and 25%. Keeping saturation low is important because it prevents the image from looking overly digital or too heavily colored. You want a soft, aged tone, not an artificial orange filter. Once you've entered those values, click OK to apply the color. Now take a moment to review the image. If needed, you can still go back and adjust the black and white settings in the Properties panel. The sliders for reds, yellows, greens, and the other tones let you control how bright or dark different parts of the photo appear under the sepia effect. This is really useful if you want more contrast in skin tones, more detail in the background, or a stronger vintage look overall. For example, if your photo looks too flat, you can slightly darken some of the color channels to bring back depth. If the face looks too dark, you can brighten the relevant slider until the subject stands out better. That flexibility is one of the biggest advantages of using an adjustment layer instead of a one-click filter. It gives you full control over the final result. If you want an even more polished finish, you can also duplicate the adjustment layer or lower its opacity slightly for a softer sepia effect. That can be helpful if you want the image to feel subtle and elegant rather than heavily stylized. But even with just these basic steps, you can create a very professional sepia tone in Photoshop in just a few moments. So to recap, you open your image, add a black and white adjustment layer, enable tint, then fine-tune the hue and saturation in the color picker until you get that rich vintage sepia look. It's simple, fast, and fully editable. If this tutorial helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more Photoshop editing guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.